This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
No relief from the scorching heat tonight. Temperatures feel like 115 degrees in some places, and the extreme heat wave isn't over yet. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allward. We are under another weather alert today. So we're going first to our chief meteorologist, Scott Connell, and we're in the middle of the week, which is good with less time to go. We've been through most of it, right?
Yeah, 4 days of excessive heat, 2 more to go. So we're making progress. But remember, heat has that cumulative effect on our bodies, so it takes a little bit out of you each and every day. And we are still looking at heat index values this evening that are well into the triple digits around the St. Louis area. Just some high clouds that kept us from hitting 100 today in St. Louis, officially making it up to 99 degrees. But don't worry, the humidity more than made up for that. Right now, we're looking at a temperature at Lambert coming in at 95 as those high clouds are streaming in from the north and west. They'll be around through the evening hours, but not producing any precipitation. 110 is our current heat index officially in St. Louis. It varies from 105 to about 118 across the region. The peak heat index in the metro observation stations, Cahokia Heights over at Parks Airport, 114. That was the highest level that we saw through the course of the day. Dangerous heat's going to continue into Friday. Peak heat index again tomorrow and Friday, 106 upwards to 118 in the worst spots. The heat will break by Sunday. More on that in a few minutes, Ann.
Our team coverage of the extreme heat continues with a closer look at power problems. Air conditioners are working overtime this week, and that means the power grid is too. 5 on your side, Tracy Hinson talked to Ameren and state officials about the threat to our energy system.
Do you think Missouri would ever be in a position for rolling blackouts or brownouts?
Yes, it does happen.
Not what we want to hear while we are depending on air conditioning. And they've happened recently.
It happened, a year and a half ago during the winter in the cold.
It didn't happen to us, but across the state in Kansas City.
You did have rolling brownouts, and they were, selectively saying, okay, you're going to be out for a couple hours.
There is a lot of stress on the power grid now.
We don't anticipate it happening now. It's a very low percentage and stuff, but we always are watching, especially during these extreme weather events.
Does extreme heat stress Ameren's power grid?
So if you think of the power grid in terms of a system of roads or highways, when you have extreme heat situations, air conditioners are on, more of them are on, they're running longer. And so it's kind of like rush hour traffic on the power grid. It's becoming a heavy use situation, a peak load condition. So yeah, it stresses the grid.
The system is designed for conditions like this.
So in the Midwest and Missouri specifically, we have enough generation to cover our demand, our customers' use at this time.
The forecast is hot, but it's cool for outages.
We don't foresee that happening right now, and if something changes, we'll let everyone know as promptly as possible.
Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.
A small way to ease the burden on your home systems and Ameren's is to run fans to help circulate air throughout your home.
Just minutes ago, we learned about the death of a detainee at the St. Louis City Justice Center. Officials say he had a medical emergency on Sunday, and the death is under investigation. Also tonight, we're learning more about the hostage situation there yesterday. Police say a correctional officer was assaulted and held against his will. Police held a news conference this afternoon about all this. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings brings us up to date.
It's a dangerous world for the guards, but it's also a dangerous world on the inside for some of the people that are being housed there.
Longtime criminal defense attorney Jake Hansler just met with a few clients at the Justice Center on Monday. A day before, police say 5 detainees assaulted and held a corrections officer hostage. A law enforcement source told 5 on your side the inmates took the guard's radio and began complaining about a lack of hot food and demanded pizza and chicken patties in exchange for the guard's release. Hansler says the things he heard from some of his clients aren't far-fetched.
They were locked down most of the time. He had indicated he'd had 2 showers in 2 weeks, that he was unable to get his medications, especially his breathing medication.
Hansler made the point that these individuals are being housed pre-trial.
I have no doubt that some of the folks over there are actually innocent, and so they're going to go back out on the streets. And yet, during this period of time before trial, they're being treated like those folks that have been convicted, if not worse than those folks that have been convicted.
The city's Commissioner of Corrections says they've listened to complaints over the years and are addressing the basic human needs of inmates.
We have increased the food. We've redone the menu altogether. We've increased our medical and making sure that things are addressed more expeditiously.
Kanzler says with the change in the circuit attorney's office, more and more people are being charged with crimes now.
It's a matter of guards, it's a matter of doctors and nurses and social workers versus the number of folks you have waiting a trial.
And after helping people for 30 years,
I think it's as bad as it has ever been in the city of St. Louis right now.
we spoke to the corrections officer daughter who says her dad had a concussion and busted lip. Those involved in Tuesday's incident could face charges ranging from assault to felonious restraint. We're live in downtown St. Louis. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Tonight, Missouri's Attorney General is pushing back against gun control legislation in St. Louis. He says several laws, proposed laws, supported by Mayor Tashara Jones, are unconstitutional.
5 on your side's Mercedes McKay joins us in studio with why the AG says he'll take legal action if necessary.
It's not just the AG who's coming out and saying the proposed gun legislation violates the state's constitution. Other Missouri Republican leaders are speaking out as well. They believe stricter gun laws aren't the answer to deterring violence in our city.
St. Louis has enough problems. We don't need the mayor trying to violate the Constitution.
Less than 24 hours after St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones announced new action on gun safety legislation, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey is fighting back.
This is a major tourist destination for the people of the state of Missouri, and so she's not going to be allowed to violate the state constitution to enact a radical agenda.
The AG claims the mayor's proposed laws would violate the Second Amendment. Some of that anticipated legislation includes prohibiting military-grade weapons on city streets, preventing the transfer or sale of guns to minors, and taking action on ghost guns and similar untraceable firearms.
We're coming together around a shared vision, a safer, stronger St. Louis that's ready to stand up for our values.
State Senator Nick Schroer says he was dumbfounded by the announcement, even citing a story 5 on Your Side did back in July, after the mayor's text messages, which were obtained under an open records request, showed her arguing community investment does more to prevent crime than strict gun laws.
Just a couple months ago, it was when she said gun control doesn't work, and here we are rolling out something that on its face is blatantly unconstitutional, and it doesn't work.
Schroer believes the gun control legislation will only get tied up in court, and the solution lies in manpower and enforcement.
That's where this is going to be solved, is putting more police on the ground to work with the community to stop crime at the very start of it.
While the AG is calling on the mayor to cease and desist, he says he's ready to defend the rights of the law.
We will take legal action and put a stop to it.
Now, recently a new bill was passed to regulate open carry weapons in the city. I asked the Attorney General why he didn't speak out against that legislation, but is so vocal about the new proposed laws. He says that's because the open carry bill wasn't unconstitutional, but this new legislation is.